Welcome back to the Pocket English Podcast, the place where you can improve your listening and speaking skills while you are on the go. Whether you are commuting to work, taking a walk, or perhaps standing in the middle of your living room right now wondering where to start with your chores, we are here to help you. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mark. Hello, everyone. You know, Sarah, I was just watching a video earlier today about a father and son who were left alone at home. They tried to cook dinner, and honestly, it was a total disaster. Flour on the floor, dishes everywhere. It was funny, but it reminded me of my own kitchen this morning.
I know that feeling, Mark. We all have those moments where we look around our house and think, oh no, this is a disaster. And usually, when English learners want to describe the situation or what they need to do, they rely on one single word. They say, I need to clean.
Right, clean. I cleaned the kitchen, I cleaned my room, I am cleaning the table. It is a good word, don't get me wrong, it is useful, but it is also a bit boring. It doesn't tell us exactly what you are doing.
Exactly. Native speakers use very specific verbs to describe how they are cleaning. We talk about wiping, scrubbing, dusting, sorting, and polishing. If you want to sound natural, you need to stop using the word clean for everything and start using these specific action words.
So today, we are going to do something a little different. We are going to guide you through a speed cleaning session. We want you to imagine you have a messy room in front of you. Or if you are at home, maybe you really do have a messy room in front of you. We are going to teach you the exact words to describe fixing that mess.
By the end of this episode, you won't just say you cleaned your house. You will be able to say you wiped down the counters, scrubbed the sink, and decluttered the living room. Before we grab our sponges and get to work, if you enjoy these practical lessons that help you speak about real life, please take a second to subscribe to the channel. It helps us create more lessons just for you.
All right, Sarah, let's imagine we are standing in a messy kitchen. There are crumbs on the counter and a sticky spot where I spilled some juice. If I just say I am cleaning the counter, it's not very descriptive. What should I say?
The most common verb for flat surfaces like counters, tables, or mirrors is wipe. But we usually add a preposition to make it a phrasal verb. We say wipe down. To wipe down means to clean a surface with a cloth or a sponge. So Mark, you would say, I need to wipe down the counters.
I need to wipe down the counters. That sounds much better. It implies I am using emotion to cover the whole surface. What if there are just some breadcrumbs on the table? Do I wipe them down?
You could, but if you are removing something specific from the surface, we often say wipe off. For example, please wipe the crumbs off the table, or wipe the water off the counter.
Okay, so wipe down is for the whole surface, and wipe off is for removing a specific thing. But Sarah, what if the mess is really bad? What if that juice spill is dry and sticky and wiping it isn't enough?
That is when you need to use more energy. That is when we use the word scrub. To scrub means to rub hard to clean something, usually with a brush or a rough sponge. You scrub a dirty pot. You scrub the bathtub. You scrub the floor if it has a stain. Scrub. I can hear the effort in that word. Scrub. It sounds like hard work. It is hard work. We even have an idiom for it. We call it elbow grease. If something requires a lot of scrubbing, we say you need to use a little elbow grease.
I like that. Elbow grease. So let's practice these. Listeners, I want you to repeat after me. Imagine you are holding a sponge. Ready? Here's the first one. I need to wipe down the table before dinner.
Great. Now let's try the harder one. Imagine a dirty sink. Repeat this. The sink is stained, so I need to scrub it.
Excellent. One more. Imagine some spilled milk. Repeat this. Can you wipe that up?
Oh, good one, Mark. Wipe up is another great phrasal verb. We use wipe up specifically for liquids. You wipe up a spill. So we have wipe down the table, wipe off the crumbs, and wipe up the spill.
English prepositions can be tricky, but they really change the picture in your head. Okay, so the surfaces are clean. But Sarah, my problem isn't usually dirt. My problem is stuff. I have books on the floor, clothes on the chair, and keys on the sofa. Is that cleaning?
That is a different kind of cleaning. We often call that tidying up or decluttering, but the specific actions usually involve two very important phrasal verbs, pick up and put away.
Pick up and put away. I feel like parents say these two words to their children about 1,000,000 times a day.
They definitely do. Let's look at the difference. pick up means to lift something from a surface, usually the floor. If your socks are on the floor, you pick them up. But that's only half the job. If you just pick them up, you are still holding dirty socks.
Right, and I don't want to hold dirty socks all day, so I need the second verb.
Exactly. You need to put them away. To put away means to return something to its correct place. You put the socks away in the drawer. You put the dishes away in the cupboard. You put the books away on the shelf.
So the full action is, I pick up the socks and then I put them away.
Perfect. A lot of learners make the mistake of saying, I need to put the books. But in English, you can't just put something. You have to put it somewhere. However, put away works on its own, because away implies the correct place. So you can simply say, I need to put the laundry away.
That is really useful. So if I have a messy living room, I'm not just cleaning. I am picking things up and putting them away. What about things that don't go in a drawer? What about my jacket?
For clothes that go on a hook or a hanger, we use hang up. You hang up your coat. You hang up your shirt.
And what about the things I don't want anymore, like old mail or an empty coffee cup?
For trash, we say throw away or throw out. They mean the same thing. You throw out the garbage. You throw away the old papers.
Okay, I think we have a full routine here. Let's try to practice this sequence. Listeners, I want you to visualize a messy living room. There are toys on the floor and a coat on the sofa. Repeat after me. First, I need to pick up the toys.
Good. Now tell us where they go. Repeat this. I need to put the toys away in the box.
Now the coat. Repeat this. Please hang up your coat in the closet.
And finally, the trash. Repeat this. Don't leave that there. Throw it away.
You know, Sarah, now that we have these verbs, I feel like I can describe my morning routine much better. But the problem is, chores take a long time. I get bored. I usually try to do 2 things at once.
That is a great strategy, Mark, and it brings us to a very important grammar point for describing routines. When you do 2 actions at the same time, we use the word while.
While. W-H-I-L-E.
Yes. The structure is usually I do action A while I do action B. For example, I listen to a podcast while I fold the laundry.
That is true. I am actually doing that right now, while I am speaking on a podcast while I sit in a chair.
Right. Notice that the verb after while usually takes the ing form if you shorten the sentence, or you can use a full subject and verb. You can say, I listen to music while folding clothes, or I listen to music while I fold clothes. Both are natural.
This is great for describing how busy we are. For example, I often wait for the water to boil while I chop the vegetables.
That's a perfect kitchen example. Or, I load the dishwasher while the coffee is brewing. It makes you sound very fluent because you are connecting ideas instead of saying short, choppy sentences. Instead of saying, I make coffee, I load the dishwasher. You say, I load the dishwasher while the coffee is making.
Wait, while the coffee is making?
Actually, we usually say while the coffee is brewing, but while the coffee is being made works too.
Got it. Let's practice this multitask pattern. I want you to think about what you do to relax during chores. Repeat after me. I listen to English lessons while I clean my room.
Let's try one with the ing form. Repeat this. I usually listen to music while washing the dishes.
Very good. I feel like our listeners are ready for the final challenge. We have the specific verbs like scrub and wipe. We have the phrasal verbs like pick up and put away. And we have the connecting word while.
I think it is time for a story, Mark. I am going to tell a short story about a cleaning session. I want our listeners to simply listen first and imagine the actions. Try to see the movie in your head. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Okay, here is the situation. My parents were coming to visit, so I looked around my apartment. It was a mess. First, I went to the living room. I picked up all the magazines from the floor and put them away on the shelf. Then I took the empty cups to the kitchen. I washed the dishes while listening to the news. After that, I wiped down the coffee table and dusted the TV screen. Finally, I vacuumed the rug. When my parents arrived, the house was spotless.
Spotless. I love that word. It means absolutely no spots. Perfectly clean.
Exactly. Now I want you to be the narrator. I am going to say the story again, sentence by sentence. I will leave a quiet space after each sentence. I want you to say it out loud. Try to copy my speed and my intonation. Let's practice being a fluent English speaker. Here we go. My parents were coming to visit, so I looked around my apartment. It was a mess. First, I picked up the magazines and put them away on the shelf. Then I washed the dishes while listening to the news. After that, I wiped down the coffee table. Finally, I vacuumed the rug. When my parents arrived, the house was spotless. Excellent job! You just told a full story with advanced vocabulary. You didn't just use the word clean once. You used pick up, put away, wash, wipe down, and vacuum.
And you used the word while to connect your ideas. That is a huge step forward from just saying, I cleaned the room.
It really is, and the best way to remember these words is to use them in real life immediately. So here is your mission for today. As soon as this video ends, look around the room you are in. Find 3 things that are out of place.
Just 3 things, maybe a pen, a cup, or a piece of paper.
Exactly. Pick them up and say out loud what you are doing. Say, I am picking up this pen. Then walk to where it belongs and say, I am putting away this pen.
And if you are feeling really motivated, find a surface and wipe it down. Narrating your life is the secret to thinking in English.
That's right. If you want more lessons like this, where we break down everyday routines into simple, natural English, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We have a lot more pocket-sized lessons coming for you.
And let us know in the comments, what is the one chore you hate the most? Do you hate scrubbing the toilet, or do you hate folding the laundry? Let us know using your new vocabulary.
Thanks for listening to Pocket English. Keep practicing, keep talking, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.